Hey, Chris.
How we doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Great.
Good. What do you remember about Week 1, 2018 in Edmonton?
I've gotten asked this question a lot this week.
Okay.
That was here. That game was here.
Oh, okay.
Versus Edmonton, though. Yeah.
My bad.
Obviously, just getting asked that question, been thinking back on that time a lot and just how much, I've changed as a person and a player and how much I've grown throughout this journey of being here, going south, being back here, and, all those experiences, all those great times, all those adversities. They've made me who I am today. They made me a much stronger person, a much more resilient football player, and I think a much smarter football player, too. So, I'm just excited for this opportunity. I'm thankful for this opportunity, and I've talked about it a lot this week. But really, any opportunity to play this game of football is something I'm thankful for.
I'll ask the next obvious question then, and that is, what is in your mind the biggest difference between 2018 versus 2025, Chris Streveler?
I mean, it just in
Football
general,
aspect.
experience, man.
Yeah.
Just experience. I didn't even really know the CFL game at that time. I'd been up here for a couple weeks, and all of a sudden I'm the starting quarterback. And that all happened so fast. And now, having the experience that I do up here, down south, getting to be in different rooms, be around different people, getting to incorporate, bits and pieces here and there to my game and the way that I approach the game, from a mental standpoint, I think is really one of the biggest things, areas that I've grown as, and just ultimately that adds up to just learning how to be a professional. Not that I wasn't a professional before, but, what's your process, right? And that's something that you can only really learn over time. And now I feel like I have a great process that, helps me feel really confident going into games, helps me be on the same page with my guys, and that's something you can only really gain over time.
I was going to ask about that too as the last one, just like on the eve of a game of week one for you guys. But I mean, is the feeling maybe in 2018 you're maybe all over the place. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. If you're a rookie and about to be thrown into the fire here, is the thought process different today on the eve of this game? Maybe a little bit more confident potentially with all that experience to draw on. Talk about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I was all over the place going into that game in 18. I think it was just happening fast, right? And so every day I'm just taking it. I'm learning every day. Right now I just feel like I'm very present in every moment. Because I knew this was coming, right? So I'm able to be present in those moments and, approach the game from that perspective. So every chance I'm on the field, everything I'm doing, it's with intention. And I think tonight, at this point, the work's been put in. You do some last minute things, and I have a little process that I'll go through tonight to make sure I'm feeling really good mentally. I'll do some stuff tomorrow. But at this point, you've seen the film. You've put in the work on the field with those guys, maybe sent out a couple last minute text messages of anything I think of, little reminders. But at this point, just stepping away from it, spending some time with my family who's in town, doing the things I need to do to be locked in for tomorrow, and we'll be good to go.
Do you perceive this as like the final step in your recovery, or is that done because you've been back on the field in live fire?
Yeah, I think I'm not really thinking about that anymore. I'm more just thankful for this opportunity. In terms of my health and where I'm at, I'm good to go. And I proved that to myself throughout the preseason and camp. I didn't miss a practice. That's something that I'm proud of. This was not a guarantee that I'd be ready to go, but a lot of hard work, by myself and all the people around me supported me through some tough times. And to be here, standing in front of you guys, about to play a football game tomorrow, it's really something that I'm thankful for. Man, it's just, again, something I just do not take for granted, especially at this point in my career, getting the opportunity to start a football game, something I take very seriously.
However much you're willing to share on this, what has Zach been like this week for you?
Yeah, I've been asked that question quite a few times this week too, and it's just, can't say enough about him as a leader for our team and just a person, a friend of mine, right, at this point. Any question I have, he's willing to help with an answer and help me sort through anything, right, like coming up with game plans and kind of thinking through ideas, man. He's such a great resource to have. At the same time, he does a great job of giving me my space to be myself and be, we have different styles of leadership, right? And so when I'm out there, he allows me that opportunity to be myself, and in the locker room allows me that opportunity to be myself, while also just being such a great resource for myself and other dudes on the team. So I just can't say enough about him as a leader, a person, and obviously I respect the heck out of him as a player as well. So I'm just really thankful to have him in that room, helping myself and us as a team.
The starting 5 receivers changes from last year. When you look at those 5, what do you see?
Yeah, I think we got a lot of talent out there, man, and we got some younger guys, some new faces, but I love what we did in camp. And obviously, knowing that I was going to be playing in this game leading up to the week allowed me to get some reps in practice with those guys, which as a backup quarterback, that's not something you always get. So I think I have a good feel for those guys, what they like to do, what some of their strengths are, and I think we have a good game plan to put those guys in good positions to be successful.
And from what you saw in week number 1, what's the challenge of the BC Lions defense? Or what are the challenges?
I mean, they did a great job last week. I think they play with a lot of effort. They're physical, they fly around, and ultimately, it's just about us executing our game plan and doing what we need to do.
You had that collision with Patty on Monday, and I'm just wondering how much your heart was in your throat for a while, and what was it like to go through that?
I mean, it's part of football. I have a good relationship with Patty, so talk to him, and just that's part of football, man.
And relief that it's not something bad for him, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the trainer, so I'm not really monitoring that. That's not a question for me.
Okay. Grey Cup is, of course, on this field this year. Front of mind, back of mind, out of mind, what is it?
Yeah, that's not something I've even thought about this week until you just mentioned it right now. Again, I'm very present in this moment, in this opportunity, and every single day. In order to be my best self as a person, a quarterback, and a leader, I need to be present every day, and I can't be worrying about things that are down the road, things that I can't control. All I can control is my process and how I can help this team win football games this year and tomorrow.
So they could play it on the moon, and it wouldn't affect you, how you're feeling today.
Dude, that's like 6 months down the road. My family just got here like 3 days ago. Let's focus on week 1.
Stroud, I know you're a big present guy, but do you think about the future of your role in football and whatever, and what a successful start could do for you? Like, how much of the future do you think about?
Man, being through the things that I've been through in this game, you can't even play the if, ands, and buts game in your mind because it would drive you crazy in this game. You can only control certain things, and that's why I talk about my process, because that's what I can control. I can control how I show up for myself and my guys every day, the attitude that I have, the effort that I have, the work that I'm putting in. That's what I can control. I can't control some things that may happen in the game. I can't control what's going to happen down the road, but I can control what I'm going to do today to try to be my best tomorrow, right? And so that's kind of where my mindset is, and through the situations I've gone through in this game, that's what I've learned to control. That's what I've learned to focus on. All that stuff down the road, if I do my best today, that stuff down the road is going to take care of itself.
Right on.
Cool. Thanks, guys.